is a mobile phone. We do feel very proud about it at Samsung that our technology is being used in this space.
Now reporters could break news faster from locations that were hard to get to earlier.
It really does make a huge difference to all of us reporting in the field.
Today, NDTV reports with the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. It has a battery that lasts longer, huge storage, and the S Pen. All this makes it perfect for field reports.
The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 has the next generation of optics and camera technology. Therefore, our reports and our video on NDTV is also now of the next generation.
No wonder NDTV and Samsung are an unstoppable combination.
We believe in capturing the pulse of public opinion.
If you think it is a big waste of money, you should be realizing the fact that it is a big waste of somebody else's money. You can spend your money on whatever the hell you like.
We believe in getting answers from those in power and holding them accountable.
Chief Minister himself has given the statement, whosoever it may be, they will be booked. And those who are helping them, they also will be booked.
We believe in holding up the mirror to Indian society.
Sexual harassment in the workplace. Let's not only relegate it only to my film industry. There have been predators all over. Women now are saying enough is enough.
We believe in We the People. On Sunday, 8 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
How are you planning to make America safe from radical Islamic terror?
Just to go after that small percentage of hoarded black cash may have been like burning the forest to flush out a rat.
If Hamas does fire a rocket from here, it will have immediate consequences.
Were the norms of democracy fulfilled, or were they sabotaged inside a hospital?
Truth versus hype, Saturday night at 9:30. This is the one show you and I must listen to with the one and only Ruchir Shah.
Every economy in the world, with the exception of the United States, has decelerated. It's a year where a lot of the tech stocks really finally the sheen came off. 2018 per se was not a great advertisement, I would say, for how well Indian companies do. General about how much American finance has dominated the world over the last decade. Each boom sows the seeds of its own decline. You can do farm loan waivers if you think that is really where the problem is. The real issue in India has not been properly studied. Both the dollar and the Chinese currency are very expensive. It fits in back to our first point of peak America.
The top 10 trends of 2019, Sunday at 9:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Good evening, this is Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. Our big focus tonight, the CBI Director Alok Verma is sacked again. The government committee, the committee led by the Prime Minister, which included Justice Sikri of the Supreme Court and Mallikarjun Kharge, leader of the opposition, decided that he had to be transferred out. And that comes barely 2 days after he was reinstated. This was not a unanimous order. This was not a unanimous decision. Mr. Kharge put out a very strong dissent note on this in the meeting today. We'll be bringing you all those details, basically asking whether, with just 12 days or so left for Alok Verma to retire, was it necessary to actually move him out, or did this panel do the right thing? That did the Prime Minister and Justice Sikri take the right decision? Also coming up later on in the program, we'll be looking at the Citizenship Amendment Bill that's caused huge protests in the Northeast. Is this something that could politically hurt the BJP? That's coming up in about 30 minutes from now. But our big focus tonight is the political story developing out of Delhi. Alok Verma who was just reinstated as CBI director 2 days ago and who took office just yesterday morning once again, was tonight shunted out and moved as DG of the Fire Services by a panel led by the Prime Minister. That includes Justice Sikri of the Supreme Court and Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, as we said, the leader of the opposition. Mr. Kharge, however, presented a very strong dissent note at the meeting. He said that Mr. Alok Verma, in fact, did not deserve to be moved out and that there should be an investigation and an independent probe into how he was actually shunted out the way that he was in October in the first place. A huge story developing there. Sunil Prabhu, my colleague, joining us tonight from New Delhi. Sunil broke that story earlier this evening. Sunithra Chaudhary also joining us here in Delhi. Sunil, tell us a little bit more about what actually happened in that meeting. Not a unanimous decision, but at the end of the day, Justice Sikri and the Prime Minister seem to have gone by the CVC's report on Alok Verma.
Well, it's a sense of a deja vu. In fact, in that meeting, the Prime Minister saying that, telling Mr. Kharge, you become the petitioner for Mr. Alok Verma. And interestingly, Mr. Kharge telling at that time when you were to appoint him, you became the petitioner and I was the one who was warning you and gave a dissent note that Mr. Alok Verma should not be appointed. So it's really a full circle in terms of what the Prime Minister had wanted at that time, insisting on Mr. Alok Verma to be appointed as the director of CBI. Today, it was the Prime Minister who forced the issue and ensured that he be transferred out. What were the reasons behind it? A CVC probe. The Chief Justice's representative, who had recused himself, the Chief Justice, because he was already given a judgment on this, Justice Sikri was part of that, and said that the high-powered committee had the powers to transfer and take a decision based on the Supreme Court judgment.
Okay.
And it's in that context that a long debate, it carried on for 2.5 hours, where the leader of the single largest party, opposition party, making a point-to-point case and saying that, we have to be able to ensure that Mr. Alok Verma continues, because there are 10 charges and something that NDTV had broken at that time about first charge by Mr. Asthana, about 2 crores. It's in that
That's right. In fact, Sunil, we're going to go into that in some detail in just a moment. I will go into some detail in that in just a moment. But Sunithra, the question that's also being raised politically is, he was going to retire on the 19th of January anyway. Why the rush to transfer him out and not hear him out either? It's not like the panel listened to Alok Verma's version at all.
Well, what's interesting is the fact that let's just see what Alok Verma did when he was back in the last 24 hours. He came back to the CBI yesterday. He was received, of course, by Nageshwar Rao, who was the government's appointee as a stand-in. And as soon as he comes in, before the end of the day, he shoots out 11 transfer orders, and all of them are his team members who were sent to places like Port Blair, were sent to places in Nagpur. All of them were taken back. Not just that, the day later, again, more significant transfers. One of the key officers, A.K. Sharma, his transfer order coming in today, he's been made additional director. Remember, A.K. Sharma, a Gujarat cadre officer working very closely with Alok Verma, and he was brought back today and made in charge of the Anti-Corruption Bureau, which would oversee the case against Rakesh Asthana. So while Manish Sinha, the kind of problematic officer who had named the NSA, Ajit Doval, he was, of course, he said that, look, I won't oversee Rakesh Asthana's case citing fairness, but he brought back, he did all of these things. Now, that didn't go down well, because many people have said that while strictly speaking it may be a grey area, whether it's routine or not routine, some people felt that it wasn't really routine, also because of the fact that Nageshwar Rao was also asked not to take any major decisions, but he did take that. So the fact that he was doing all of this, it sent a signal to the government that this was an open confrontation. And many